Hi, I'm Matt and this is Sarai, and today we're going to talk to you about a topic that's increasingly prevalent amongst businesses, and that's data protection and artificial intelligence. So Sarai, why is AI and data protection such a big issue for business right now?
Great question, Matt. AI is transforming how businesses operate, and with great power comes great responsibility. AI often enables companies to process vast majority of personal data, but that doesn't necessarily mean their obligations under the Data Protection Act are no longer applicable. They still have certain obligations like processing that personal data lawfully, transparently, and in a fair way. And for that reason, they still need to be compliant.
So Matt, what does UK GDPR require from businesses when it comes to AI?
So there are a lot of core principles for UK GDPR. One of the main ones is a business should have a clear purpose and a lawful basis for processing personal data. To that end, a business should really try and break down, identify and log the legitimate interest and legitimate grounds for processing personal data. A question a business really should ask themselves is this the right use of the data and does it fit the purpose that it was collected for, especially bearing in mind the data subject on the other end. And this isn't just about compliance, but this is also about fair use for the individual and using their data in a way that they would reasonably expect their data to be used.
Agreed. People have a right to know how their data will be used, and also companies have the obligation to act in a transparent manner. Right, that brings us to a key question: bias in AI. How does that impact data protection?
So an AI is only as good as the data on which it's trained. So if the data that it's training on is biased, incorrect or incomplete, it's fair to say that the results or the outcomes will also be biased, unfair or incomplete. And this can obviously breach GDPR's core tendencies of having unfair or discriminatory results, and ultimately could violate GDPR's tenet on fairness. Ultimately, if a business doesn't check and make sure that the AIs that they're using or creating do fall within the regulations, they could open themselves up to legal challenges, to ICO sanctions, and also importantly to commercial risks such as a loss of reputation as well. So Sarai, there's a clear risk of discrimination if AI isn't monitored properly, but can businesses actually be held accountable?
Yes, businesses can be accountable if they are controllers of that data, and even if they are using third-party AI providers. That's why accountability principle of UK GDPR is very important, and businesses will need to ensure that AI systems are designed in a way that and used responsibly, otherwise they could be liable for any breaches. So how can businesses stay compliant and protect themselves?
So there are a few key ways that businesses can protect their position in relation to data protection. They can use pseudonyms and anonymise the data that they're inputting or using with AI. They can commission or design their AI with data privacy in mind at the outset. They can use regular AI audits to make sure that they're compliant both legally and in relation to data protection. And also, obviously, they should negotiate and review their AI contracts with third parties and with all of their supply chains to make sure that there are clear data protection provisions contained within. I think importantly that businesses need to think ahead. It shouldn't be reactionary, but they should be following the legal changes both in data protection and with AI law, because these are fast-moving parts of regulation.
I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions in relation to AI or data protection, please do not hesitate to contact Thomson Snell Passmore.